Sometimes I think back and laugh at myself, but other times the pain still stings. Because what I thought was love turned out to be the biggest lie of my life. It all started during lockdown. I was lonely like everybody else, stuck at home, scrolling through Facebook groups just to feel alive. That's when I stumbled on a group for book lovers. I joined and started commenting here and there. That was where I first noticed him. His name was Daniel. He dropped one comment about a book I also liked, and from there we started talking. At first it was casual, just two strangers talking about novels, but somehow it grew deeper. We moved from Facebook comments to private messages, then to Instagram. Before long we were chatting every single day. His words were warm. He just seemed to understand me in a way no one ever had. Slowly, I found myself waiting for his good morning messages, then his late night calls. His voice was deep, calming, and familiar, like someone I had known forever. I started to feel safe with him. It wasn't long before we were talking about everything. My childhood, my fears, even secrets I had never told anyone. He had this way of making me feel like my story mattered. Sometimes when I couldn't sleep, he would stay on the phone with me, breathing softly, whispering, "I'm here, just sleep." And I would. That was how real it felt. But as real as it seemed, there were always strange things. For one, he never wanted to do video calls. Anytime I asked, he would snap, "Do you not trust me? Why are you doubting my love?" And I would feel guilty. I'd apologize. Maybe I was pushing too much. So I let it go. Then came the money. The first time, he said his mum was sick. Hospital bills. I didn't even think twice. I sent the little I had. Later it was rent, then data. And always, his excuses sounded urgent, convincing. And because I was in love, I helped. Even though I was barely surviving myself, working part-time, juggling school, I kept giving. Because I believed he was real. 2 years passed. 2 whole years of calls, texts, voice notes, promises. I even told my friends about him. I called him my soulmate. He would send me pictures sometimes, but they were always too perfect, like professional photos. Still, I convinced myself it was fine. Love is blind after all. Then something happened. One night, he mistakenly posted a WhatsApp status. It was a short, shaky video, only a few seconds, but the man in that video didn't look like the Daniel I had seen in pictures. My heart skipped. I asked him about it. He quickly deleted it and laughed it off. That's just my cousin. But something in my spirit refused to rest after that day. So I decided, enough was enough. I told him I'd be traveling to Lagos for work and we must meet. At first he hesitated, but later he agreed. Okay, let's meet at the city mall. The days leading up to that meeting were the longest of my life. My heart beat fast any time I thought about it. I imagined us finally seeing each other, hugging, holding hands, and proving to the world that online love can be real. The day came. I dressed carefully, my palms sweating as I sat in the food court, scanning every face that walked in. My stomach twisted with every passing second. Then I saw him. My heart dropped. The man who walked toward me was not the Daniel I thought I knew. He was older, rougher. He didn't have the smooth skin or the glowing smile from the pictures. My body froze as he sat down, looked straight into my eyes, and said softly, "My name is not Daniel." The mall became silent. At least that's how it felt. I could hear my own heartbeat. He started talking. His real name was Mike. He admitted everything. The pictures were stolen. The poems he used to send me, copied from Google. The stories about his life, fabricated. But the voice was his. The calls, the words, the whispers. That was him. I stared at him, tears in my eyes, and asked, "Why me? Why waste 2 years of my life?" He sighed and said, "Because you made me feel alive. I never planned to fall for you, but I did." But that wasn't the end of it. He confessed he wasn't only talking to me. There were others, 3 other women. He had been chatting with them the same way, telling them the same sweet words, using the same lies. At that point, I couldn't even cry. The pain was too deep. When I asked him, "Did you ever love me?" he stayed silent. And that silence broke me more than any answer could. I left that mall like a ghost. My legs moved, but my soul felt empty. For weeks, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I replayed every memory in my head. Every night we stayed awake talking, every sweet message. And I kept asking myself, was any of it real? Slowly, I began to understand. Yes, he deceived me, but I also deceived myself. I ignored the red flags. I believed what I wanted to believe. I gave too much without asking enough questions. After that day at the mall, I tried to move on. I blocked his number, deleted his pictures, even left the book club where we first met. But healing wasn't easy. 2 years of my life felt wasted. I told myself, never again, no more online relationships. But life has a way of shocking you. One evening, a strange number texted me. "Hi, is this Mercy?" I almost ignored it, but curiosity got the better of me. The person introduced herself as Joy. She said she had something important to tell me about Daniel. My chest tightened. I thought I was done with that chapter. We decided to meet. When Joy walked in, my jaw nearly dropped. She was someone I knew from afar, not a stranger. She was actually my neighbor's cousin who often visited our compound. A girl I had exchanged greetings with countless times. She sat across from me, her face pale, and whispered. I was also in love with Daniel for 2 years. I froze. My world started spinning. She showed me her phone. The same voice notes, the same poems, the same late-night calls. Word for word, he had been running the same script with both of us, at the same time. And just like me, she had been sending him money, sharing secrets, trusting him. The part that broke me? He used some of my stories on her. Things I had told him in confidence. My fears, my past, even my dreams. He recycled them and told her as if they were his. I felt violated all over again. It wasn't just lies anymore, it was the theft of my soul. Joy and I sat there in silence, both of us realizing how deep his manipulation ran. And she wasn't even the only one. One in Port Harcourt, another abroad. All of us strung along like puppets, believing we were special. That night I cried until my eyes were swollen. Not because I missed him anymore, but because I finally understood the depth of his betrayal. And yet, a small part of me still remembered how his voice used to calm me, how safe I once felt. That's when I learned the real meaning of attachment. Sometimes, even when someone hurts you, the memory of what they gave lingers. And that is what makes healing so hard. Months passed, I grew stronger. Then one afternoon, while walking in the market, I saw him again. My stomach clenched, but I kept walking. For the first time, I didn't stop. I didn't shake, I just walked past him like he was a stranger. And in that moment, I knew. I was finally free. That was when the real lesson hit me. Love is beautiful, even online. But not every I love you read at 2 a.m. is true. Some people are broken, some are manipulators, and some just want to fill their emptiness with your emotions. Now I tell people, be careful. If someone never shows their face, if they always have excuses, if they start asking for money, don't ignore it. Protect yourself. Because what I thought was love almost destroyed me. And that is how I met my fake online lover in person.